What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chaos. My name is Vlad, the-tek, and today we're going to be reacting to another Lazerpig video. You guys actually wanted me to react to another Lazerpig video, and here I am, obliging you. Late, but I'm doing that. This one's about America's missing nukes, because somebody told me if I wanted to be terrified, I should watch this, and I enjoy being terrified. I do know that we dropped a nuke on one of the Carolinas, and it was armed, and somehow it didn't explode. So today we're going to learn about, America's missing nukes.
The United States. Everyone loves America.
I do not. I fucking hate it here. Probably because I was born poor. If I weren't born poor, I'd probably like it. That's why I wish to get enough money so I can leave the country. If you guys want to help out with that and you're new to the channel and you like what I do, subscribe and turn on the notifications and become a member of my meme cult. If you're already a member of the meme cult, check out the link in the description below for Patreon, so you can pay your tithe there. Or you just, send me a super thanks. Either one of those will support the channel. And hopefully I'll be able to move somewhere else. Or be able to live here without, having to work as a personal trainer and doing this.
Now, there are lots of things that when you look at really highlight the true spirit of America.
This racist monument. So the guy who actually came up with Rushmore, first off, Rushmore isn't even complete, so that's kind of sad. But second off, the original, there were actually a couple different people involved with it. One of the original ideas was to put, a diverse group of people up there. One of them was Native American, one was a former slave, and it just a whole bunch of different that was supposed to represent the faces of America, the melting pot. But the guy who actually ended up carving the monument was actually a member of the Klan, if I remember correctly. So yeah, thanks for throwing that in there as a nice little jab.
Like apple pie, freshly baked by your grandmother.
Grandma. Granny would always give you a peck on the cheek, and her facial hair would just, scratch your face a little bit.
A horse running across an open field. Gay cowboy sex. Political leaders that cannot form coherent sentences.
Billions of gallons of gasoline. I mean, billions of, I think it's 2.3 billion.
Tell people why I say that. I mean, I
bing 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 bong bong bing 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 bong.
You know what's sad is that's actually right. Come on, when you get up on stage, the nerves hit you. I do that every single time I sit down to record one of these videos. The nerves hits me, and I think, God, you need to stop being stupid. You need to be funny. So I stutter a lot, especially when I'm reading. Look at any of my videos where I have to read something. It's a nightmare. My brain can't read and talk at the same time. It's a condition.
White people, and of course, nuclear firearms.
God bless America.
It doesn't matter what age you are, everybody loves nukes. Everybody loves nukes. That raw, sheer explosion of total obliterating destruction, which has threatened to end all life on the planet multiple times, and may well do just that. America has over 30,000 nuclear warheads it will publicly admit to having, and their existence helps us each and every day in securing our future and the guarantee that they will never be a World War IV.
Right, because we're currently knocking on the door of World War III. We will never have a World War IV.
But can you imagine if some random got their hands on a nuke? Someone like North Korea, a terrorist, an angry Karen, or one of those liberals I keep hearing about.
That'd be me. Right here. I don't need a nuke. I need rational, intelligent people to help form a better country. Which is why I started a cult. Subscribe.
So we're all very thankful that nukes are hard to make, difficult to manufacture, almost impossible to hide, and all the best ones are very tightly secured in underground facilities in the America. I mean, it's not like they've ever, lost one that, no one's ever found, right?
Yeah, also those facilities aren't actually that secure. They still use floppy disk for the launch codes. We almost detonated a nuke because somebody dropped a tool down the chute, down the shaft that the nuke was contained in, and it started a fire around the device. That was armed with a payload.
Yeah, for once that wasn't a joke. The Broken Arrow incident refers to the accidental loss of a nuclear firearm, including, and I'm not making this up, accidental detonation on friendly soil.
If I'm interpreting this correctly, there was an event where a nuke was exploded on accident, and then we had another nuke go missing at the same time?
And you may be wondering, shut the fuck up, Lazerpig. There hasn't been a nuke that's accidentally gone off on US soil, right?
Well,
Oh, honey. So you know the Colorado River, right? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. But in all seriousness, to this date, there has been 32 broken arrow incidents, several resulting in explosions, but none, thankfully, resulting in nuclear detonation.
yes, that's the one that I was talking about. Yeah, that's from. Oh God, Where? Okay, hang on. I need to Google that. January 23rd, 1961, nuclear Goldsboro B-52 crash. Okay, yeah. Was an accident that occurred in North Carolina. Yeah, definitely. In Goldsboro, North Carolina. A Boeing B-52, this thing, carrying 3 to 4 megaton Mark 39 nuclear bombs, so it was carrying multiple of them, broke up in midair, dropping a nuclear payload in the process. The pilot in command, Walter Scott Tulloch, ordered the crew to eject. At 9,000 feet, 5 crewmen successfully ejected or bailed out of the aircraft and landed safely. Another ejected, but did not survive the landing. That's unfortunate. And 2 died in the crash. Information declassified in 2013 showed that one of the bombs came close to detonating, with 3 of the 4 required trigger mechanisms having activated. So, if one more trigger mechanism would have gone off, kaboom. Big kaboom, because there was more than one nuclear device there. And that's just one broken arrow incident. It's happened multiple times.
But out of those 32, there are 9 incidents where a nuke has just vanished, and no one's been able to find it. Does someone else have it? Maybe some shadowy Bond villain character?
Definitely. Yep, Elon Musk definitely has it. That's why he's trying to get his ass into space. He's trying to hide them.
Or is it still just out there, just waiting to be found? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. It's a lot more than 9. Public records only go up to 1970. The rest are very much still classified. So what happened after 1970? How many more nukes are missing?
We don't know.
You think I know? You think I know top secret government information? Because I do. And it's your mum's a hoe.
Oh, Lazerpig, making me laugh.
Anyway, on with the list. In 1950, a B-36 suffers an engine failure. In order to maintain altitude and give time for the crew to bail out, the bomber's payload, a 1 Mark IV nuclear bomb, which was being carried as part of a simulated nuclear attack, is dropped. The bomb landed in the Pacific, and though it was not holding its nuclear core, which is required for detonation, it was carrying all the uranium it needed. The crew believed the bomb had detonated its regular high-impact explosive on contact, which should have destroyed the bomb. However, this was never actually confirmed. The wreckage of the plane was only discovered 4 years later.
Hang on. So there's just a random nuclear bomb in the bottom of the ocean. Come on, Donald Trump. You could definitely campaign with a catchphrase. There are terrorist sharks out there in the middle of the Pacific, and they have access to nuclear weapons. You can totally do that now! Fuck, now that I mentioned that, he's probably going to do that.
And the bomb, or any residual trace of all the uranium it should have been scattered over a wide area, has never been found.
Oh. Well, that's pretty unfortunate.
In 1956, a B-47, one of the most beautiful planes that has ever been made, fight me, leaves Florida transporting 2 nuclear cores.
One of the reasons we're missing a nuclear bomb is because of Florida Man. Why am I not surprised?
It fails to make contact with the refueling tanker and is never seen again. An extensive search throws up absolutely nothing. It just vanishes. Mysteriously. Ooh.
Florida Man goes missing with nuclear payload. I can see the titles now.
In 1957, a C-124 transporting 3 nukes with a single uninstalled core loses 2 engines. To maintain flight, 2 of the nukes were dropped. There was no detonation, and the conventional explosives inside did not detonate. The plane landed safely, but the 2 nukes it dropped were never found, and for security reasons, it was never declassified where the plane dropped them.
Yeah, can't imagine why. This was the time before GPS tracking and stuff like that, so, we have that on nukes right now, right? You know, some way to find them just in case something like this happens again? We have that, right? Right?
In 1958, an F-86 Sabre and a B-47 carrying a nuke collide in midair.
Oh.
The pilot of the Sabre ejects, and the B-47 attempts to land, but cannot slow down due to the damage. The pilot makes the decision to eject, but before he can do that, he needs to dump his bomb, which he does, several miles from the mouth of the Savannah River between South Carolina and Georgia. The bomb's onboard explosives failed to detonate. The plane landed safely shortly after, but the bomb was never found.
We're really good at hiding bombs from ourselves. You know, if there's one thing we can do, we can hide bombs from ourselves.
In 1959, a P-5M Marlin crashes into the Pacific Ocean. It carries with it a singular nuclear depth charge. The wreckage was never found, and the charge never recovered. In 1961, an early B-52 catches fire and explodes over North Carolina. On board are 2 nukes, which, due to the damage, activate. The now 2 active nuclear bombs hurtle towards the ground, however the parachute on one deploys, preventing detonation. However, the chute on the second bomb does not deploy. But by a sheer miracle, the final arming pin on the second nuke fails, and the bomb plunges into a muddy field and partially disintegrates, failing to detonate. Most of the bomb is later recovered, however the actual live warhead was not. And it is still down there. The Air Force purchased the land, and it's now sealed off behind this very highly secure wire fence.
Was that the one I just read to you guys? It's like I wasn't paying attention as to where that was.
In 1961, an early
Yeah, that's the one I was just talking about. Oh yeah, I just read that one to you guys. I can't believe, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, see, I'm not lying.
In 1965, an A-4 Phantom carrying a B-43 nuclear bomb suffers a brake failure and rolls off the elevator of the aircraft carrier it was on board, plunging into the Pacific. The aircraft, the pilot, and the bomb were never found.
See, if we just comb the ocean, we will find radical terrorist sharks with nuclear weapons. Could also be the dolphins. Yeah, definitely dolphins. And sharks. What if the dolphins and the sharks are teaming up together to plot out world domination? I need to stop worrying about that and move on.
1968, while undergoing sea trials, the American submarine USS Scorpion suffers an electrical failure, which causes the submarine to dive below its crash depth. The submarine implodes, killing most of the skeleton crew on board.
Oh.
The wreckage was found sometime later, and the largely intact torpedo room was simply sealed off, with all the nukes still inside. There were around 5 to 8 nuclear warheads on board the Scorpion, and they are still down there.
Like I said, radical terrorists, extremists, sharks and dolphins with nuclear weapons at the bottom of the ocean. The human race is doomed.
So for those of you playing along at home, that is around 14 nuclear warheads just out there, somewhere, that no one's been able to find yet. 14, at least, that America will admit to losing, and 14, at least, stamped with the American flag. I mean, no one else has lost one, right?
Russia. I was about to say, Russia's lost a couple. Like, we were making fun of that for the longest time, not knowing that, like, America did the same damn thing.
In 1989, the Soviet Navy's submarine Komsomolets, that word, anyway, operating with an inexperienced skeleton crew, catches fire. The crew, unable to deal with the issue, blew the submarine's ballast tanks and quickly surfaced from the submarine's crash depth. The resulting pressure difference blew the top hatches off the sub, water poured into the vessel, and it sank almost immediately. The Soviets conducted a search for the vessel, which sank somewhere off the coast of Norway, and after a lot of pressure from the Norwegian government, were able to clean up the nuclear reactor. However, the sub's onboard nuclear missiles could not be moved without the risk of detonation, so they were just sealed in the wreckage, and, well, they're still down there.
I mean, my conspiracy theory, my totally legitimate, definitely real facts about radical terrorist sharks and dolphins with nuclear weapons is definitely true, and totally not something I made up.
In the chaos and turmoil that followed the fall of the USSR, the traditionally bureaucratic nightmare that had been the Soviet government turned into a Cthulhian-esque monster. People stopped caring about
Yeah.
whatever was happening as long as something was signed to say it did happen. There was a major crime wave, a rise of cartels, and corruption just sort of became a way of life for the average Russian. The typical joke being that you didn't pay your taxes, you just bribed the taxman to go away.
That's what rich people in America do. Hey, we have something in common, Russia.
And into that mess steps Russia's entire nuclear arsenal.
Oh.
Now, Russia had kept a lot of nukes in its member states, countries like Bulgaria, Momovia, Blabarashkalavovia, I don't know, Eastern European countries where everyone eats beets and the only colours are brown and that one colour of blue. These countries all now had to return the nukes that Russia had dumped in them. The dismantling is done with international supervision, but there's no real inspection process. The idea that any of these nukes were returned fully intact was simply taken at face value. In particular was a certain item of interest. At the height of the Cold War, America began a program of miniaturized nuclear warheads that ended with the M388, or the Davy Crockett, a small personal nuclear bomb attached to a large recoilless rifle.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. That is a legitimate thing. Oh, my God. The nuke gun from Fallout. I played it for the channel. It was a horrible video because it was way back when I first started my channel, where I played Fallout with no mods. Maybe I should do like a long play of the maid story or something like that. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below.
Yes, that actually existed. One of the
Nice.
programs involving the Davy Crockett was done without the launcher. Teams of paratroopers or special commandos, as soon as the alert was signaled, were to infiltrate enemy lines and plant a miniature nuclear warhead at various strategical sites. The commandos were given the special instruction that if compromised, they were to detonate the bomb immediately. Fun stuff. But
Yeah.
did Russia have a similar program?
Oh, God.
Yes, they did. These would involve small nuclear warheads inside briefcases, which KGB agents were to supposedly smuggle into the US. Over 250 of these devices supposedly exist, with 85 of them reported as missing.
Hang on. Missing where exactly? Where did they go missing? That's a key detail I want to know.
The Russians denied that such devices existed up until 1997, where a defector not only confirmed that the suitcase bombs were real, but that a large number of them were supposedly missing, though he never gave an exact figure. This prompted a congressional hearing in which Russia finally admitted that the bombs existed, but claimed that all were present and accounted for. The so-called missing bombs were actually practice decoys used for training missions. And even so, each bomb carries a transponder, which would last for a few years on internal power and would send an alert to Russian High Command if it was running low, detailing its exact global position.
Oh.
But this is from Russia, who, as we all know, never lies about anything ever, especially back in the 90s under Yeltsin.
Right. Yeah. Russia would never lie to us, right? Right. That whole story is just Russia going, hey, we don't have nuclear bombs in briefcases. Then somebody escapes, like a defector escapes and goes, oh, they have nuclear bombs in briefcases. So a congressional meeting occurs, and Russia goes, yeah, we kind of have, nuclear bombs in briefcases. So what of it? The ones that are missing aren't really missing. All the real ones our president accounted for, the 80 some odd that went missing, those were just dummies. And even if they were real ones, we can definitely track them, don't worry.
Meet David Chase Taylor, who is currently seeking political asylum in Switzerland after getting caught up in the WikiLeaks debacle. Taylor released a free ebook shortly after the WikiLeaks went live, in which he proclaimed that in the month of February in 2011, terrorist group Al-Qaeda would launch a nuclear attack at a Super Bowl in Dallas, Texas. He did a large number of radio interviews and personally contacted numerous intelligence agencies to warn them, and then he fled to Switzerland seeking political asylum, now believing himself to be in danger. Taylor claims he is on the CIA's most wanted list, and only through his personal intervention was the 2011 terrorist attack foiled, as well was a similar one in 2017. Taylor is not on the CIA's most wanted list.
Imagine that. A conspiracy theorist that lies.
So is there anything to really worry about? Well, Al-Qaeda and ISIS have tried for years to obtain nuclear warheads, and allegedly even attempted to buy some from Pakistan, but never really got anywhere. So why worry? If some of the largest and most powerful and most well-funded terrorist organizations in the world could not obtain a single nuke, what's the chances anyone else could?
That's a good question.
On the 22nd of September 1979, an American Vela satellite, which was built to detect nuclear bomb detonations, detected a double flash incident in the southern Indian Ocean, which was later positively identified as a nuclear explosion.
Oh.
Atmospheric testing confirmed the presence of nuclear fallout, but it has never been 100% confirmed that a nuclear bomb was detonated in the area, and so far no country has come forth to claim responsibility. The whole incident remains largely classified, but it remains one of the only non-recorded nuclear explosions. But even if someone were to get their hands on nuclear material, it takes a lot to go from uranium to an actual functioning nuclear warhead. I mean, we're talking billions in enrichment, reactor design, testing, and all the infrastructure needed to go along with it. Someone couldn't just smack one together in their backyard, could they?
I mean, you could, but you might die in the process.
Why'd you ask me these questions? In the 1960s, two students who had just finished their PhDs in physics were recruited by the Pentagon for something called the Ninth Nation Project. And no, that's not Ninth Nation Project, it is actually Ninth Nation Project. I don't make this shit up, okay? The project was funded to establish, if or not some amateurs who had absolutely no expertise nor access to classified research or any details in the inner workings of a nuclear bomb, could build one.
Yes.
It took them 2 years. So as we emerge into a world of rising global tensions, where terrorists now control countries and more rogue nations than ever now have access to nuclear firearms, take solace in the words of Dr. Strangelove. Stop worrying and learn to love the bomb. Have a fantastic Spookoween, and remember to check your children's candy for nuclear ICBMs. 99.
That was a great one. Again, the only real organizations that you really need to worry about are people like who are like radical, like religious organizations that believe that death, like the apocalypse is coming and stuff like that, because apocalyptic thinking is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe the world is going to end in nuclear war, you're more likely to actually bring about nuclear destruction. So, as long as we don't have organizations like ISIS or Russia, I mean, we're probably fine, right? But that's going to conclude today's Vlad React video. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comment section down below or over on the Discord server, which will be linked in the description. And as I said before, if you like what you see, subscribe and become a member of the meme cult and pay your tithe down below at the link in the description to Patreon, or just send me a one-time offering in the form of a super thanks. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to show me some love down below by hitting the like button, and don't forget to check out the annotations for more videos. Now we'll see you in the next video.